18th of February 2026, and we are back again in the markets and in your faces. Thank you very much for joining from wherever you are, and of course for keeping faith with this project of helping as many Nigerians as possible get out of the rat race and create a means of livelihood even outside what they do right now, whether you are in paid employment or in business. It is a for you, and that's been the song I have been singing for 28 years and running. I am your wealth creation enthusiast with a passion for helping individuals and corporate organizations build their personal and corporate net worth via investing in the capital markets and the money markets. I try to break finance down to you in relatable and practical forms. And so if you are joining for the first time, you have never invested before, you've been thinking about how to make your money grow while still doing what you know how to do best, you are in the right place. Welcome to today's live stream. This is Net Worth Investors Club. We meet every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time, where I give you live, real-time stock market updates as it is happening on the floor of the stock exchange. So many people are unaware that on a daily basis, stocks are being bought and sold. All they remember is whenever there is an IPO, they can buy stocks, and after that, no information. But listen up here. On a daily basis, Monday to Fridays, except weekends and public holidays, the stock market is always open. There is buying and selling taking place, and wealth is being created from decade to decade. And you too can be a part of it, even if you have zero knowledge of the stock market. You are where you can learn for free from the scratch and carry on from there all across my platforms. If you are not following me or subscribe to my YouTube channel, you are missing a lot, because a lot of the daily live stream videos are there, and they can last you with information that is still relevant and still profitable for 2 months even after the live stream. Today's live stream will also be uploaded. That's because we have members of Net Worth Investors Club across US and Canada whose time differences are completely opposite what we have here. So they might be sleeping while the live stream is going on, but as a matter of fact, they will wake up to see the video ready for them to participate and take investment decisions wisely. Today, we will continue as usual. I will go on with first reviewing activities of trading as it panned out yesterday. You know, we were not in the market yesterday or in the live stream yesterday, Tuesday. We'll go through what happened yesterday, and then I will take your comments until 1 p.m. Nigerian time, live right here, where I will then start taking your calls on TikTok. Thank you very much from wherever you are. You know there is a stiff competition going on right now amongst all platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and there is serious competition, including TikTok. So wherever you are, the way to make your team the winning team is to go ahead and repeatedly like and share this live stream. Every on-screen action you take draws the attention of people looking for finance and investment information like what we are sharing here, so they can be a part of this. I decided after 25 years of enjoying this knowledge and building my personal net worth to share this information for free across all platforms, and that is what has brought all of us together. Today we are over 5,400 members on Net Worth Investors Club Discord community group. So you want to join us, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I will try my best to make sure I continue to release the link to join us, all for free. You will get information on how to invest and where to invest per time, because the market is a dynamic place. One session of boot camp and all of those seminars is not enough to give you the acumen required to invest wisely in the stock market. All right? So great things are happening. I also have news for Japal Gold faithfuls. You must be wondering why the stock is rising. I'll give you that news also in the course of today's live stream. But let's go on now to see what happened yesterday. The Nigerian Nigerian exchange saw the market capitalization drop 590 billion naira as investors cashed out from stocks that posted significant gains in recent times. The local bourse saw 5.11 trillion naira gain on Monday as pension money chased growth and underpriced stocks across sectoral indices. Are you getting this now? This is not the first time you must have been hearing this from me. Pension money is creeping into the market, and that's what has informed the all-time highs we're experiencing. In a swift move, some investors saw an opportunity to take profit in anticipation of potential market corrections. I also told you that the market never moves on a straight line. We are enjoying a rally in January and February. We could see it slowing down around end of February into March. It's all normal. Just the way we saw a terribly down market on the first week of November last year, and then the market continued sideways and downwards all through December, then it started picking up. So these are cycles in the Nigerian stock market that we have a full grip of and we are using to our advantage. So whatever stock you are buying now, be careful not to buy any stock at a very high price. It's time to check the year to date every time you are buying a stock right now, no matter the quality, unless you are staying so long term in the stock market in your investment such that you will not worry if there is fluctuation and you are prepared to dollar cost average. If you are ready to average down, then you may not bother too much even if you are buying at a high, very quality stocks. Just know that you need that temerity, that temperament to stand firm and still be normal should anyone you buy high pulls back a bit and keeps you in the red for some months. The NGX All Share Index declined by 0.47% to close at 189,321.24 points, trimming the year-to-date return to 21.66%. Hence, stock market capitalization also fell by 0.47%, shedding 590 billion naira to settle at 121.5 trillion naira. This turnout was largely driven by profit-taking actions in MTN that dropped 3.81%, WAPCO that dropped 4.04%, and Zenith Bank 10% down as at yesterday. UBA also shared 6.56%, which offset gains in Bua Foods that gained 5.77%, and Presco that gained 3.03%. Despite the broad market decline, sentiments remained mildly positive, with market breadth closing at 1.1 times as 44 stocks advanced compared to 40 decliners. Interestingly, ABC Transport, Zichis, Red Star Express, Meyer, and Japal Gold topped the gainers chart, while Mercure, Zenith Bank, Sky Aviation, RT Briscoe, and Triple G recorded the steepest losses. Right? This is where I want to stop the review of trading activities as it panned out yesterday, because there are so many comments I need to take on until 1 p.m. when we shall be taking your calls on TikTok. Once again, thank you very much. The competition is hot right here as we speak. There are 228 concurrent viewers on Instagram. It's now 233, and then we have 238 concurrent viewers on TikTok. What do we have on YouTube? 162 viewers. Facebook, we have about, okay, that number is not confirmed, 54 viewers on Facebook. I welcome you all. It's now time to take your comments. Let me give you a hint. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. You've got to come into the market with patient funds. This is a lifestyle of wealth creation. So don't come with a hit-and-run mentality. Stay in, do it one step at a time, and over a period, you would have realized what a wonderful wealth you have built for yourself. All right? So we go on first. Comments on Facebook. Good afternoon, Coach. Ifeoma Faith, Ari Lesier, Oluwafemi Popola, Sunday Okotogbo. I see you all. Samshak Victor Longji, thank you very much for joining. Allwell Wallo, thank you for joining. Greetings from Vienna, Austria. That's coming from Ifeoma Faith Ojogbo. Thank you very much. We salute you all the way from Nigeria. Coach, people are using your Coach, people are using your picture and your page to scam. Arilesie Oluwafemi Popola, thank you very much for that update. I'd like to inform everyone, be careful with those who use my display pictures to create fake accounts. And that's the reason why I don't follow you back, for your protection and safety. Because if I follow you back, you will think I'm the one now chatting you, because I will not follow you and will not chat you the first time. It must have been you requesting my attention or response to a question you are asking before I respond. So if you see any DP coming into your DM on any platform, that's not me. Please be careful, report such accounts and block them. Alfred Joy Amos, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Eboja Abraham, I salute you also. Good afternoon. Adeloye Julius, say, I love you, sir. Julius, I love you back. I hail you, coach. Keep up the great work. God bless and strengthen you now and always. Sunday Okotobo, thank you very much, Sunday. Keep up the good works. I'm sure, Victor, I appreciate you for that also. All right, we go on to YouTube to take some comments right there. Olaota ni Jikwotu, sorry, I am very slow with Yoruba names, especially if they are very long. Fatola Abiola, good afternoon to you. Samuel Ogeni, thank you very much. Very good afternoon to you. Says, may God bless you for all you're doing for humanity. Thank you very much. Femi Oguni, appreciate you. Good afternoon. Miracle Peter says, good afternoon, coach. First here, I'm new to stock and I want to invest with 200,000 naira for a start. Which do you advise? Also, how much do you think I should start with for MTN, Seplat, and Dangote Cement? Miracle Peters, take it easy, calm down. First things first, I always advocate that you go for knowledge before you start investing. And that's why we have the Net Worth Investors Club community before you venture in, because right now stock prices are very high. You need to be very careful. Even if pension money is in the market, they are carefully putting that money in and not causing any form of extra all-time highs. Okay, so if they are being careful to dispense or invest their money, then you too need to be even more tactical, because they have the billions. And for your information, pension fund administrators who invest pension money in the stock market are exempted from capital gains tax. So they have a lot to their advantage because of the nature of their investments and the governing rules in their business. So for you, I'd like you to stay calm, be careful, learn enough before you put in money. You are never late to the market. That's one thing I need to tell everyone. Whenever you come, it's your morning. And then the information and knowledge you gather will save you from losses going forward, okay? If you have a stock brokerage account and you want to start investing, then, and you are calling very big names that have made very big moves. For instance, 200,000 naira in Seplat alone won't amount to much, because as we speak right now, Seplat is getting about 600 naira per share today. And it's selling for 9,000. In fact, it's now 9,099 naira 90 kobo. 1 billion naira has been spent on Seplat, and the volume is just 122,000 shares. 1.1 billion naira. One day, someone's 1 million share challenge stock will be selling at 9,000 naira, and 122,000 out of the 1 million will be worth 1.1 billion. Listen, we are on the verge of building the next set of billionaires. So I'm still talking to Miracle Peters. Please, those stocks you are mentioning are very expensive, even though we shouldn't be looking at prices. But for the amount of cash you have at the moment, I think you should be looking the way of the likes of TIP that I saw around under 20, which now these days looks a good buy. Let's see, 19 naira 50 kobo. So TIP is back under 20 naira, and to me looks attractive. But then you also may need to wait a bit to see how low it drops, because I'm seeing that the bids are less, 1.4 million bids versus 3.8 million offers. That's the only stock I would recommend for you this very moment. Okay, now let the comments keep coming. We go on to Instagram. Hello coach, is it okay to buy 1 million shares of mutual benefits now or wait for the market to dip? X Chestnut, let me tell you, as for mutual benefits assurance, it's okay if you find it around 4 naira 35 kobo and below. The reason is it stayed there long enough, and I do not see any market dip affecting it that badly for you to keep waiting, because remember, the insurance sector is going to be experiencing some level of recapitalization, and some of these stocks already meet the capital requirement. I can tell you for free, stocks like ICO have met the capital requirement even before the deadline. And so mutual benefits assurance, very good to get your 1 million shares and just sit by and watch how it does. For me, amongst the penny insurance stocks, I've said it, yes, on Monday I said it here, following my research over the weekend, I found mutual benefits assurance and Cornwall very attractive in terms of the numbers. Then also ICO can join in that very order. All right. So very good to go in for your 1 million challenge with mutual benefit. Miss T of Abuja says, Coach, you've refused to respond to my DM and also my comment. Well, now into your comment, Miss T, please pardon me. I have a lot I'm dealing with. I'm no longer able to cope with every DM as I used to, because the inquiries are building up and getting so much. This is not a commercial exercise. It's a voluntary exercise that I'm doing. I have no staff running around social media and attending to these things. I do not intend to go that far, because it's not for the money, all right? So please understand with me, if you send a DM, and let me give you a clue now, if you send a DM after 1 hour, 5 hours, 10 hours, you haven't seen a response, send again. The reason is so many other DMs have dropped when you sent yours, and I may be engaged elsewhere while your message is dropping and being buried down the pecking order. The smartest thing to do is to resend and keep resending and resending until, so that the moment I check my phone and start responding, if I'm able to respond to 20, 30, 50 DMs, yours must be amongst those. So don't send at once and go and sit down. My case is now becoming terrible in terms of the various inquiries that it's being made. And this is me talking about just Instagram DMs, because I can't find the time to even do so on TikTok. Neither can I find the time to do so consistently on Facebook or YouTube. So bear with me, please. Now I've read your comment, but you didn't say anything about what you've been sending that I've been missing. You see the point now? All right. Someone here says on TikTok, please, Coach, talk about Oando, ladies and gentlemen. And that's coming from who says I should talk about Oando right now on TikTok? Well, you have been scrolled up, but I think I should talk about Oando. Oando is doing a rights issue. I said it here many months ago. In fact, by this time last year, I kept saying it. Oando needs to raise cash. They need to raise capital from the market through rights issue, public over private placement. However, because from the look of things, their books are screaming heavy debts weighing them down. So I think they have started making those moves with the current proposal to do a rights issue. They said the shareholders of Oando have been notified Friday, 13 February. The company submitted an application to the Nigerian Exchange Limited for the approval of a listing of the rights issue of 4,415,867,342 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each at 50 naira per share on the basis of 1 new share for every 2 held. Listen, this is a rights issue for all shareholders of Oando, meaning if you are not a shareholder and there is a qualification date, if you are not a shareholder, you are not qualified. But then I'm looking through this particular notification straight from Oando. I'm not seeing anything that indicates what the qualification date is. Okay, so they stated that the dates and times relating to the proposed issue will be published in due course. If you have 10 Oando divided by 2, whatever number you get, they are saying you have the rights to pay for that quantity at the rate of 50 naira per share. Rights issue for existing shareholders. Okay, Ben Naira TV says 13th February. 13th February is the date of the submission. They've not stated qualification date at all from what I have here. And they said they will publish that in due course, unless you are informing me from the background that you have seen a publication that the qualification date is actually 13th of February. But long and short, Oando is doing a rights issue. And that's the reason why there has been some momentum in the purchase or trading of Oando in the last 3 days. Let's see what Oando does, what Oando is doing at the moment regarding this rights issue news. All right, going to the floor of the stock exchange to see trading activities as it is panning out regarding Oando shares. Okay, on Monday it rallied upwards, gaining 10%. On Tuesday it managed to stick around and remain at 44, but currently it's at 43 naira 85 kobo, down a bit from the 44 kobo it closed yesterday. 44 naira it closed yesterday. Currently 8 million bids versus 11.5 million offers. So the offers are much more than the bids. All right, so that's the situation with Oando. Coach, good afternoon. What's your take on Mansard Record Studio, 007 Record Studio? Mansard, I've said it several times. That time Mansard was around 5 naira per share. It was a good insurance stock. It kept ranking number 3 amongst my top 3 insurance stocks. And I saw it jump to around 18 sometime before dropping to 15 naira 50 kobo yesterday. But as we speak now, it's jumped back from 15.50 to 17 naira per share. And I'm looking at a situation where it's almost getting to full bid, 4.4 million bids versus 91,000 offers. Okay, so it looks like the market is beginning to see more risk, almost going on full bid. Allotted Real Maybella, I have no idea. We are all waiting. Keep your comments coming in. I'm eager to respond to them. And the way to make sure your comment doesn't go missing and repeatedly post, so that because the screens are scrolling automatically and it doesn't help me concentrating one line per time. I would first quickly check what the numbers looks like as far as Lasaco is concerned. Lasaco is an insurance company, for those who may not know, so that I can be able to give a fair judgment. Well, Lasaco is a loss-making insurance company. I would not advise you to venture in at all, right? So stay safe as far as Lasaco is concerned. Let's see what it's doing currently in the market. Lasaco Insurance. Yesterday it closed at 2 naira 48. Today it's 2 naira 31. So it's losing a bit. And it has more offers, 8 million offers versus 5 million bids. Okay? All right. Please, coach, what's the best price to sell my corn oil? JD Foods. That one has been in limbo for like 2 years now due to poor performance. Yesterday it closed at 169 naira per share. At the moment, it's at 152 naira 10 kobo, dropping 10% maximum for the day. And that's the least price at the best price you can sell at the moment. In any case, there are no bids in the market, meaning full offer. Ladies and gentlemen, the gap is widening between Twitter and Instagram. Twitter now has, TikTok and Instagram. Instagram has 304 concurrent viewers. TikTok has 403 concurrent viewers. We still watch to see how this competition pans out. Keep the comments coming in. Good afternoon, sir. What's your take on Zichis Agro? Sorry for coming late. Sophie Okoye, come on now, you shouldn't be sorry. The mere fact that you have the desire to be here is enough encouragement for everyone else. So you are most welcome. We know if you are late, you are genuinely late into today's session. But then let's go on and see Zichis, how it's doing. Zichis currently 14 naira 36 kobo. up from 13 naira 6 kobo, and it's on full bid. Listen, there is no justification for these price jumps. I'm saying it over and over again. For whatever reason, be careful with new listings that continues to just gain 10% on a daily basis without any justification for the price movement. Maybe the owners want to do public offer eventually because the number of shares is very few, 600 million shares, all right? And then per share basis and whatever it is that you look at, Zichis is not worth 14 naira per share. Be careful, rather look for very good investments and put your money there and stay patiently. Okay? All right. Please, which stocks can a beginner buy? Zini, I've been talking about TIP, which is pulling back and looking interesting. We only want to wait to see how low it goes. Currently at 19 naira 45 kobo, with 2.8 million bids versus 1.4 million offers. Otherwise, you may want to look the way of some beginners have the millions in hundreds. Some beginners have the millions in tens, and some beginners have the millions in thousands. Whatever it is, you want to look at defending your cash first. And so stocks like now Dangote Sugar has also pulled back from the 83. It closed yesterday to 79. Okay. So, and there are loads of offers in the market, 6.8 million offers. I think traders are making a lot of money from Dangote Sugar itself. Dangote Sugar is one that you can hold under 60, under 80 naira. Let's see how low it gets at this point, having dropped from 83 to 79 with so many offers than bids. So Dangote Sugar is one you may want to look at. And then, of course, amongst the bands, you have UBA still looking interesting there. Whether you are new, whether you have your millions in tens, in hundreds, or whatever it is, these stocks are good attraction at the moment. I know PZ will still do a solo run. Joy Elio. I've responded to that already. James says, good afternoon, coach. CWG 1 million shares or wait for RDL to pull back for long term. James, at this point, CWG will give you quicker capital gains than RDL. You know, RDL has done a lot already. We don't see it jumping to 2,000 naira overnight. I know maybe by this time next year, RDL may be doing 1,500. You never know. But at this point, it is that stock that has really not made any significant move that I would rather be attracted to. So my humble opinion is CWG, if you can get it, currently at K, it's now at 22 naira 20 kobo. That's not a bad idea, but you have to be strategic and tactical. If you go and load up all your 1 million bids, you are automatically going to undo yourself because it will look like, okay, bids are now mounting up, and therefore those who want to sell will sit tight. And instead of panicking to sell because the bids are currently now less than the offers, they will now begin to play hardball and see how expensive they can sell whatever they have in the market. And one good thing with CWG is it has a tendency to swing very low and swing very wildly. It can swing from 25 to 22 or even 21 the same day and then get back up, you know. So play your card very well, bid in bits and pieces, and should it go lower, you are able to now buy more lower. All right. Thank you very much, Prince Licious, for the ice cream cones. Appreciate you for that on TikTok. Coach, 650,000. Dangote Sugar of Fidelity. I have 6K Fidelity, but no damn sugar. I think should look the way of Dang Sugar at the moment, seeing that it's pulling back. Eventually, Dang Sugar will be chasing after NASCON. You know, they are brothers and sisters. Hello, coach. Are QTix and Transcorp current prices good for entry? Can one get out in Briscoe due to pull back on Mogbeme Sunday? Mogbeme QTix is currently 405. When did QTix jump above 4? Ladies and gentlemen, patience is the name of the game. So QTix, having slept around 3 naira for so long, is now trying to establish a support at 4. And some people have just rushed out to put a lot of QTix in the market so that eventually it will be forced down below 4 again. 22.5 million offers against 4.8 million bids. Can you imagine that? That's the problem with some of these stocks. Suddenly, holders will just jump out and pour the stocks out. Sometimes too much free float is injurious for the share price growth of these stocks, you know. And then maybe I should inform us what free float is. Free float is the number of shares in circulation in the hands of retail investors like you and me, outside what the directors and the main owners of the company have. So if a company shares outstanding, which is the total number of shares existing, is 1 billion shares, and amongst the directors and founding owners and majority stakeholders who are not always ready to sell, if you aggregate, add up whatever they have, excuse me, and it comes up to 650 million shares or 700 million shares, then the balance 300 million shares is what we refer to as free float. That's the one in the hands of retail investors that can sell at any time. So this is another technique or strategy you can use to decide to pick in your stocks, because everybody is in the market to make money. So if a stock has too much percentage of the shares outstanding as free float, there is the danger that every little price gain it makes, traders and retailers will jump in and sell off. And those are the kind of stocks traders want. They want stocks that have so much liquidity, they can load and unload at will, right? So the more we come on a daily basis, or the more we come on this live stream, the more you get to know a few new things that you can apply to your stock picking strategies. All right? Please, coach, is Charms good for top up at 4 naira 13 kobo? Hair homes. Yes, actually, that's a good price to enter. So for QTix, if you want to buy QTix, for the one who asked that question about QTix, I think you should wait a bit and then see how it drops, because usually the first move above a milestone will always be met with a resistance, because a lot of sellers are going to be waiting to sell at 4. Now that it has hit 4, they can keep selling at 4 because they bought maybe at 3 naira 10, 3 naira 20 kobo, and they've hit their target price. Okay, so the next pullback under 4 to 370, 380, you can then accumulate. And then the other one you mentioned was QTix and what again? The screen has scrolled away. Okay, I can't find the second one. Sorry about that. We have to just keep moving now. Okay, coach, is Prestige Assurance one of our challenge? Yes, Prestige Assurance. I am thinking, if I'm not mistaken, someone remind me now. Prestige used to have a good, I think we need to review Prestige to be sure whether it is still one of our 1 million share challenge stocks. So there's a whole lot of back and forth going on with the stocks of Vitafoam. For instance, yesterday, 4.5 billion naira went into Vitafoam, driving the price up to 129 naira. And today, it's on full offer. Vitafoam, 116, nobody wants to buy. 2.4 million offers, 0 bids. This market can be crazy at times, and that's why we say the stock market has a mind of its own. Imagine someone chased and bought at 129 yesterday. Today is on full offer. So be careful what you are buying. You can't compete with pension funds, all right? Coach, talk about VFD. Did you see QTX has finally moved? Omen Euro Star. Exactly what I just dealt with now. Now let's go on to VFD. VFD is experiencing a little bit of pullback because we saw how it speedily went not just above 12 that it was for so long. It ballooned to 14 and it has met a resistance and has been pushed back. It's a regular price action. I want all of you to understand. Some of you are getting used to your portfolio always increasing on a daily basis. The market never moves on a straight line. A lot of stocks will hit a certain milestone and then they hold as we quickly want to sell back, thereby pushing down the price because they want to offload their cash they put in those stocks. Is what I refer to as hot money. Hot money never stays and waits. The moment they hit 1 naira gain, 50 kobo gain, they start offloading. And if that means crashing the price a bit lower, they will do so and get out of that stock. So that's what's happening to the likes of QTX and the likes of VFD. And this is my fundamental reason why I advise all of my followers never to chase a flying stock, because that is akin to chasing a moving train. You know what happens when you misstep or you mishandle in the case of chasing a moving train? Then some of your 32 may be found on the floor. We go on to more comments on YouTube right now. Good afternoon, coach. Thanks for what you do. My portfolio is swimming in the ocean of green, courtesy of your goodness. Chinwuba, Gloria, Nkechi, really glad to hear from you, and you sound like a poet. You write very well. Swimming in the ocean of green. Wow. We used to know blue sea and blue ocean and blue swimming pools. You are now introducing a green swimming pool or something like that. It's all right. Coach, what's the meaning of F32? Where is that coming from? Kenny G-Sox, is it an ETF? Morning, coach. What do you think about universal insurance for the 1 million share challenge? I think universal insurance, being a penny stock, seems to be a reasonable one at their size, right? If you want to compare them with Lasaco, for instance, I may want to just do a quick check for you. Uni Insure, yes, you will see that it competes favorably against the likes of Lasaco. Now, Lasaco is over 2 naira per share, while Uni Insure is just 1 naira 45 kobo or thereabouts. But guess what? Uni Insure has an earnings per share of 28 kobo. Lasaco loss per share of 28 kobo. Can you see the stark difference? And then for the PE ratio, Uni Insure has 5.16 times. Lasaco, we can't confirm, of course, because it's a loss maker. PE ratio is price to earnings, and when you are in loss, your PE ratio will be not applicable. You understand? So Uni Insure for a 1 naira stock is doing reasonably well, if you ask me. Let me see what their ROSI is. 56, not bad. And then, of course, shares outstanding is 16 billion. That's where the problem is. A lot of these companies have too many shares outstanding, and that's why the stock price may not have been going higher, nor or why even the earnings per share and every other per share metrics may not be looking so fantastic. 16 billion shares. Even the Lasaco that is doing a loss has just 11 billion shares, but that does not mean Uni is not good. Okay? Is it smart to sell UAC and a 200% gain to top up UPDC REIT? There are two different investment options, and I would like you to maintain both. So my advice is, because there is no need to rush into UPDC, which is slow in its growth in terms of price movement, take your time and use fresh funds to pursue after the growth of your UPDC REIT quantity. I think that's the best. Rebuild and rise. I hope you got me, because I'm seeing someone now making a comment about, oh, what, there's no volume or something like that. All right, let's keep the comments coming in. Please repeatedly post your comments. Coach, is Zichis? I responded to something about Zichis. Coach, this cheese is going so high. Oh, it's 14 naira now and it's not in the market. Akim cares. Forget about cheese. Otherwise, you may just catch a falling knife. Now, I will give you, as you keep listening and keep following, I will give you some real-time stock market trends and languages. Cheese will eventually turn out to be a falling knife. How do I mean? If you go catch a falling knife, what happens? The risk of bleeding is there because of the knife that could slit your skin. Be careful with chasing after flying stocks, especially for whose justification is unclear in terms of the valuation. Good afternoon, Coach. Can I still buy Vitafoam? Nkoli Enwani, you can buy Vitafoam, but it's looking like it's ebbing downwards, and I would advise you carefully make a choice before you buy. Something serious needs to be done. Coach, people are using your picture on your page. Okay. I've reported severally. I don't know what they are doing. Okay. Most of the social media handles will not respond to all the reportings and so on. What's your take on FBN, Beta Glass, and NGS Group? Wow. Being Nanya, listen, these are solid picks you have made. FBN is quietly recovering after coughing out 748 billion naira to settle bad debts. Now listen to this. Has any of you ever been in very serious debt? I have never been a debtor. I don't owe, so I don't know how it feels. But I can tell when you are in debt, especially very heavy debt, you will be feeling unseen burdens. I mean, invisible weight. It is always either in your head or in your chest. There is a heavy weight. It's called the weight, the burden of debt that you'll be going about with. You are smiling, but you are not. Everyone else thinks you are doing fine, but deep down you are in pains because you are owing seriously. And then something happens and you offload that debt. It is either written off and you are suddenly declared debt-free, or you actually provide for it and pay it off. You know how light you will feel. You know how excited you will feel for the future. You know how interesting it will now look when you earn money because you know it's all yours. That's the case with First Bank right now. Watch out for that stock. When it gathers itself and eventually comes out, you will be amazed what that stock can do. This is not a marketing gimmick for First Bank. This is a reality of the current status. Not every bank can cough up 748 billion. We are talking something close to 1 trillion naira to write off bad loans. It's not even a debt. That's actually bad loans. But I'm using the debt idea to give you a good understanding of what it looks like. They wrote that bad loan off and they are now hale and hearty. The elephant is back and will soon roar like a lion. All right, morning. So what do you think about Okomu Oil? Cedar, Okomu Oil, fantastic play. Only second to the imperious Presco. But you know what? Even if Okomu doesn't do as well as Presco, the fact that Presco will keep running and eventually become difficult to get, everybody who misses Presco will turn to Okomu. And so now that Presco is doing 200, watch and see how Okomu eventually rises to around 1,500, 1,600. It's currently doing 1,003, 1,004. But as long as Presco remains above 2,000, Okomu will find its way to around 1,006, 1,007, or even 1,008 if Okomu continues to rise above 2,000. It's called sympathy play, but even the financials of Okomu are looking great. Just that it doesn't compete as well as Presco does. And of course, the market has already factored that into their prices. That's why you see the price difference. For the information of those who didn't know, when I started in the market, there was no Presco at all. No Presco anywhere. The two oil palm companies listed then were Okomu Oil and Okitipupa Oil Palm Industry. But along the line, off went Okitipupa to be delisted and got listed on the NASD, and in came Presco, a newborn baby, Gen Z in the oil palm industry. And what did they do? They went hybrid, they employed technology, and then they began to maneuver and then began to gallop in growth. They would come in with hybrid palms that were producing 24 bunches per tree. The competition is not easy. What Okomo has faced in the hands of Presco is not easy. Okomo used to be the most expensive oil palm stock. But Presco came, at some point it was 5 naira, I think 2001 or so, 5 naira per share. They even did public offer, they advertised in newspaper, and on and on and on and on. And then they started coming close, and then along the line, they caught up with Okomo, overtook Okomo, and this is what we have. Gen Z technology all put together is why we are here. Presco leading the pack this time. Okay? So I'm here to give you all of the histories. You know why? This year will make me 28 years in the stock market. September this year, it will be 28 years since I started investing in the Nigerian stock market. And so we've seen a whole lot of things. We've had a whole lot of misses. Imagine if I bought 1 million shares of Presco at 5 naira per share. Though I can't remember if I couldn't have had up to 1 million naira or 5 million naira in 2001, though. I couldn't have had up to 1 million naira in 5 million naira in 2001, but at least 500,000, because I remember I was worth about 500,000 naira at graduation from the university already. 500,000, no job, just investing before entering university to graduation. Little pocket money here and there. 500,000 naira by the time I was graduating. So you can imagine if we played the big game and went after the big names that time. Okay, all right. Even then, Presco wasn't among the big names. At 5 naira, it wasn't that expensive, because there were other stocks that were more expensive than that. That's by the way we go on. Coach, please talk about Japal. Please, sir, what's your take on Japal? Okay, everyone wants to listen. Now listen to this. Japal, all Japal faithfuls. Japal Gold and Ventures announces delivery of pilot gold processing plant. Japal Gold is pleased to formally notify the Nigerian exchange and investing public of the successful delivery and commencement of test run for its pilot gold processing plant. This milestone marks the official transition into active mining and gold processing at the company's Libeli mine site. This operational phase is a strategic result of over 4 years of intensive geological exploration, acquisition of statutory mining titles, and comprehensive regulatory approvals. You remember, it's been years since we've been waiting for Japal. What are they doing? What are they mining? Are they mining sand or they are mining gold? Because they've gone from Japal Maritime and Oil and Maritime Services to Japal Gold, and so on and so forth. So the company also maintains a robust portfolio of 4 gold mining leases across Taraba, Niger, and Osun states. So there are 4 gold mining leases across these 4 locations. The newly commissioned plant features advanced technical capabilities designed to extract gold from both hard rock and alluvial deposits. Upon full installation of the Libeli site, commercial gold production is scheduled to commence in May 2026. At full capacity, this pilot facility is engineered to process between 18,000 and 21,000 grams of gold on a monthly basis. In accordance with the company's strategic roadmap to scale annual production, an industrial scale processing facility is slated for delivery in the 4th quarter of 2026. This high-capacity plant will significantly expand the company's output with a projected monthly processing volume of 210,000 grams. These technical operations have been professionally executed under the leadership of our Canadian Managing Director, Mr. David Dawson. Mr. Dawson is a seasoned mining expert with over 30 years of experience spearheading large-scale mining activities across North and South America. He is supported by an elite team of expatriates and technical specialists with a proven track record in gold mining operations across the African continent. So this is the news behind Japal Gold's rally. Remember, last week it collapsed to 2 naira 50 kobo and so on, and was almost on full offer. And that is one thing about the stock market. And then what do we have? Boom! Suddenly, Monday, Japal Gold began to rise. Maximum gain to 3 naira. And then yesterday, 3 naira. Let's see how much it is currently today. Japal Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been doing full bid ever since this news broke out. I think it broke out on Monday or so. Just give me a moment. I'm searching out Japal on the list. Let's see what's going on with it right now. There you go. Yesterday it closed at 3 naira 3 kobo. Today, Japal is at 3 naira 33 kobo, gaining the maximum allowable gains for the day. 3 naira 33 kobo Japal on full bid. Guess what? 168 million bids for Japal and no offer at all. 13.5 million shares traded today. 45 million naira spent. So there's loads of bids. 168 million bids for Japal at 3 naira 33 kobo, 0 offers. Please, sir, what's your take on Japal Gold? At this point, with this kind of advancement, you want to now see what happens with the production itself. It's now looking more like they are serious with this gold mining business and may just be establishing themselves. And remember, current government are interested in kind of growing the mining sector, if you remember. So maybe, just maybe, it's looking more interesting now with the likes of Japal Gold. And the other name in the mining industry that most people are unaware of and are not noticing is Multiverse. But you know what? Multiverse is on full offer. Nobody is buying. 540,000 offers, 0 bids. And of course, it's more expensive than the likes of Japal. It's currently at 25 per share. That's the other one. So everybody will want to warm towards Japal because it's cheaper and so on. We will wait to see how the offer and the bid pans out until when there are more offers. And then we'll look properly into the economic scale and potentials as far as the gold mining prospects of Japal is involved. But watch out for these stocks. For me, in case you don't know, I have been quietly collecting little by little Multiverse for the long term. Little by little, it's on full bid, it's on full offer, right? These are the times when I buy stocks, when they're on full offer. Nobody needs them. Because I've also seen a serious performance in terms of the recovery of Multiverse in their last quarter results. This is not an investment advice. Please do your due diligence. Multiverse was doing terribly, but stock price jumped and jumped and jumped and jumped and has now cooled off. And these are the times when I like to look for such stocks. Well, that's by the way. I'm just trying to see sectoral peers in the mining industry. That's what made me mention Multiverse. All right. Otherwise, Japal Gold is looking good based on this news, you know. But after the news comes the update. While I'm talking, somebody has gone to buy 1,000 Multiverse. Maybe you want to keep an eye on it. I understand that move. Okay, if you are that one, mention it wherever you are, on whatever platform you are. You on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, wherever you are, identify yourself. But this is how I do my finance. It's been a month plus since I decided, let me have some Multiverse and watch the price action. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know if it will fall more, but if it does, I go back in and then little by little, I average down. Coach, oh no, I missed that comment now. What do you think about Zenith? What's the best price for top up now? Tommy, Zenith, I'll check now and see what's happening. Zenith recently ran so high yesterday, it touched 90 naira. Okay, let's see. 52 weeks high, 19 naira. Yesterday it touched 19 naira. Today is 83. This was a zenith. I was begging people to buy at 45. If you remember, when the news came, oh, some banks have not met up with the forbearance, CBN is going to do this and that, stop their dividend, and so on and so forth. And the whole world panicked. Zenith collapsed to 45. I say, buy Zenith. It's not up to a year. A few months ago, I think it was in August. Look at Zenith now, 83 naira 90 kobo. If you are not following me, you are losing money, I tell you the truth. Because we know when we sense value ahead of time. And sometimes those market reactions that are so irrational is good for you. Stop being scared when you see opportunities. Okay? So if you want to buy Zenith today, then you are most likely going to buy at 83.50 or below. Currently 84. Having closed at 80.55 yesterday. You know, it pulled back from Monday's 90 it got to. So it's looking like it's preparing to go higher. And 1 billion naira has already been spent in Zenith. Just like 1 billion naira has been spent in Seplat. In fact, yesterday, over 8 billion naira was spent on Zenith. I'm looking at the volumes and I'm seeing where the money is going. And I'm sure pension money is going in there seriously. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, in 4 minutes, we shall be taking your calls on TikTok. Please make sure that you are ready with your questions and lined up for the calls as we continue to take your comments on all platforms. Let's go on to YouTube and see what the comments are. Suleiman says, well done from Canada. Thank you very much, Suleiman. It must be around 3 or 4 a.m. in Canada, and someone decides he won't sleep. You'll be a part of this live stream. Listen, you can't be this dedicated and this intentional about building wealth and still fail. Never, not with us in this community. Okay? So, well done for all your efforts, everyone there. Let's see. Taritos Peter says, good morning, coach. I heard your advice to hold on to J. Beja. I'm planning to create financial wealth to open a super specialized store to name before your great name, Coach Omiete Superstore. Taritos Peter, you are too much. You guys are simply amazing. I'll tell you something later. Not today, though. Good afternoon, coach. There is a pullback in RT Briscoe. At what price can we enter? Chuanyo Emo Elisha. Yes, I saw that pullback in RT Briscoe, and I'm just licking my lips and still waiting to see how low it gets. Let me check immediately to confirm. I saw it around 14, pulling back, dropping from yesterday's 15. You know, it got to 19 before pulling back. So profit takers are at it, selling off to bank their profits. Currently at 13 naira 40 kobo, it was doing full offer, but right now, I think it's time to start buying RT Briscoe again. At this point, there are now bids. Remember, it was on full offer. Nobody was buying. But now, there are 2.2 million bids for RT Briscoe versus 3.4 million offers. So, at 13 and 12 naira 80 kobo, 13 naira, I think is a good time to start taking. But please be sure you are taking a long-term position. Please be sure you are taking a long-term position. Don't go in there with short-term funds and expect a quick result. Just in case the market begins to slip, remember, the stock market never moves at a straight line. It's been climbing upwards January, February. Towards the end of February, it could decide to start descending. So be careful what you are buying. You are not now buying RT Briscoe at 19 anymore, which is a safe margin of safety. All right? Okay. I hear someone here asking a question. Mopelola and Jorin says, am I supposed to keep topping charms? I dey fear. Oh, what are you afraid of? Honestly, what are you afraid of? We've checked charms. We've seen the prospect. We've taken a long-term position. Charms is at 4 naira 20 kobo, down from the 4 naira 50 kobo. If you are investing long-term, especially for penny stocks, be ready. There are a lot of hot money that will continue to enter and exit those stocks. So you will be seeing these swings. We saw it happen with TIP. By this time last year, TIP was selling for 4 naira, coming from 1.90 kobo the December before the January of last year, right? Then it got to 2 naira, then 3 naira, 4 naira, 5 naira. But in between, it will get to 5, to pull back to 3, to hustle back to 5 and climb to 7 and pull back down to 4, like that, like that. So please stay calm. Don't be afraid, unless you're coming in with short-term funds. And that's why I always advise, do not come with short-term funds. If you need the funds in a short term, just hold on. Because someone can come and say, I have 3 months, but you are coming when the market is high and about to start dipping or at least stagnating. So your timing and the cycle of the market is not rhyming. You see, and this is why the stock market is completely different from fixed assets investments. Fixed assets will always tell you between this and this is what you get. It's fixed. It can't be more than that. And it's always small, the returns. Whereas the stock market will surprise you with either losses or gains, depending on when you came into the market. So everyone who follows me, you already understand, I've been telling you since November, December, you never go wrong investing. Whatever you invested in November and December, you are in very serious profit. Some of them up to 200% already because of the difference in the behavior and mentality of the trading public. So we use this psychology of the market to our advantage. When they are selling down, we are buying. And then when they are rushing to buy, we are selling. If it is a swing trade or a short-term trade that we took position in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 p.m. Nigerian time. That time when we now start taking your calls on TikTok. I will be interchanging the calls versus your comments, so I can still take many more comments as we get into the next 1 hour of this live stream. All right, so don't fail to keep your comments coming in, because TikTok does not now differentiate which is a mistaken call from which is a real call. We'll be having that situation of getting callers up only to realize it's a mistake, and then that will help me to take your comments without stopping the comments. So K Banks, first caller. Coach, what do you think about bitter glass, cedar? I said it before, bitter glass, excellent take. I did a video about it. You can watch my video. Bitter glass, even though by this time I was saying buy it at 16 naira last year, it's 400 now. I'm still convinced there's a lot of value in bitter glass. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Could you speak a bit louder, your name and where you're streaming from?
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, Coach. Am I a bit clearer now, audible now?
It's better now. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. My name is Kayode Banks. I'm calling from Ibadan, Nigeria.
Kayode from Ibadan. Thank you for joining. Go ahead.
Yeah. So two short stays. First is the testimonial. Thank you, and the second one is a question. It's not an understatement if we call you, if we tag you the apostle and prophet of the stock market or investing. It's not an understatement.
Wow.
I mean, it's your flowers. Give that to you. Sometime last year, I reached out to you concerning my late dad's portfolio that's in care of my mom now. I'm the one managing that with mine. And I remember I was supposed to make a session with you. But then life happened, and I needed to divert the funds that I saved for that for family issues. But then I thought to myself, Coach is giving out so much on TikTok, on his live sessions. So I decided to use your lessons and then the discussions from the Discord group. And by God's grace, the goal I set for both accounts by the end of December, I realized that I would have met my Moses goal if I didn't remove the money to do some things in the family house.
Mm-hmm.
By last week, we crossed that goal.
Wow.
By last week.
Awesome.
And so I've set another one for the year. I'm so excited about it. Just by using the things you share with us here daily. You know, so that's the first thing. I'm just grateful to God for the day I came across that platform. And then the second one is just a question for you waiting. But topping up, what's a good entry price for First Bank and UBA?
Okay, topping up, meaning you
Yes,
must have
sir.
bought low. How much was your entry for first hold call?
Best hold for sorry, just a minute. Average buy is here in second. Average buy is 25.90.
You are almost 100% in profit at the moment. The good thing
Yes,
about
sir. 83.
averaging up is even if you are not satisfied with the volume you have, averaging up gives you that comfort of getting sufficient volume and yet still at a reasonable average price because you bought some earlier. For me, 48 is not bad at all for first hold right now, or 47. The difference will not be that much. Instead of trying to wait to see whether it gets to 45, which if there's a market downturn, it can be possible. But what if there is no market downturn and their first quarter result comes out? Because before you know it, we are in April when first quarter results will start being churned out. So I would say buy some at 48, wait to see when the market goes asleep post dividend era, then you proceed to buy some more. The same with UBA, currently 47. It's looking like UBA is being deliberately dragged to hold on. Otherwise, it should have run to close to 50. In any case, that's a good sign for you to be able to get as much as possible now. UBA is one stock that can pay very good dividend that can shoot the price above 50 by the time the dividend is declared. So best take 46.50 for UBA now.
UBA. All right, sir. Thank you so very much once again, sir.
Thank you very much, and we are really glad for the updates and the testimonial. Honestly speaking, this whole thing was to just give and share, and for as many as can do it from a distance, I am happy to hear about your results. But you know, when you come to serve the public and you say, take, and they say, please, I need your attention, I will pay. Please just give me 1 hour. If you truly have a mind for the public, you can't now neglect that segment of people who really need their hands to be held. That's why the one-on-one is there. I struggle with the time to do it. But you know what? We are here for the public. So if anyone can just take instructions from a distance, apply it and see results, fantastic. We are good to go. We are better on the same shoulder. We keep flocking together and growing together. Thank you very much, K-Banks.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure someone is also motivated by your testimonials.
Sir. All right, have a great day, sir.
All the best in your 2026 goal. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, cheers.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go on to the next. Prince Licious. Now, there's a comment I was looking at before it scrolled past. Let's see if we can find it. That's from Dr. B. Rich. Says, Coach, would you pick FHCO or Zenith? Please, could you come back, Dr. B. Rich? Do you mean first code code? Oh. Would you pick first code code or Zenith? Honestly speaking, I would at this point, and this is entirely my decision. Why? I have sufficient Zenith. Some of you are unaware. When I bought my Zenith, I bought 1 million shares. I don't play with my 1 million. I started my 1 million challenge personally, and I've seen the wonders it has done. All right? So I had 1 million shares of Zenith, and it's been there. Now, there were times when I had to sell some of it to attend to some other things. And so when it gets this expensive, I'm not able to buy. So based on that bias, in today's valuation and future prospects waiting, because I already have sufficient supply of Zenith still left with me, I'm going to buy First Holdco straight up, no argument. But when it comes to peer for peer, performance versus performance, every metric under heaven, Zenith stands tall above First Holdco. But this is me now citing value from afar. And so for that reason, deciding it will be first holdco this time. Okay, please don't mistake this. Based on valuation, current standing, and everything, Zenith is up there. Even between Zenith and GTCO today, Zenith is my first choice. But the value in first holdco, for those who will be patient for the next 3 years to 5 years, I can see that is tilting me towards that one now, because I love bargains. You know, I'm a value investor. Someone called in and said, I'm doing exactly what Benjamin Graham wrote in The Intelligent Investor. We buy at low intrinsic value. All right? Okay. I hope I answered that question very well. Let's go on to the next caller. So I shall be interchanging calls and comments. All right? Stay patient. Let's do this together. 301 concurrent viewers on TikTok. on Instagram. Then we have 525 concurrent viewers on TikTok. TikTok has taken over in a grand style. And then do we have here views 736 on YouTube. Come on now. YouTube is booming. Let's see. Next caller, J Ace. Please, who is called Walter? I'm on a live stream and you are calling repeatedly on Instagram. That's not correct. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me clearly? Hello, this is J Ace.
Loud and clear. Please tell us where you're streaming from.
Yeah, hello. I'm J Ace. I'm calling from China.
J Ace from China. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry, Coach. I've asked these questions before, but I'd like to ask again. I just need like a general idea. Now, I kind of get carried away when I find
your voice is quite low. Your voice is quite low. Could you speak a bit louder? You get carried away.
Hello.
What?
Can you hear me clearly now?
All right.
Okay, so I get carried away when I get new stocks that I can invest in. So because of that, I've acquired like more than 20 stocks, but I want to reduce. So is there a strategy I can use? Like I'm looking at growth stock and dividend stock. So what advice would you give on that?
Very simple. First off, categorize the stocks into their sectors. First things first. Banking stocks, how many? List them out. Fast-moving consumer goods, list them out. And when listing fast-moving consumer goods, if you have Nestle, if you have Dangote Sugar, they are all under fast-moving consumer goods. Right? Including Cadbury, PZ, Unilever, UACN, they are all under fast-moving consumer goods, including McNichols. They are all fast-moving consumer goods. Is that McNichols? Yes. Then oil and gas, list out the stocks you have. Breweries, list out. Manufacturing. I like to separate cement from other manufacturers. So if you have bitter glass, it's under manufacturing and industrial. You have have I mentioned oil and gas? You list them out. So sectorally list them out, then pick the best. If you have up to 5 in one sector, let's say you have 5 banks, pick the best 3 banks that fits your criteria of dividend and growth. Some banks have fantastic dividend yield, GT and Zenith. Fantastic. Then if you have up to 5 in one sector, reduce that to 3. If you have up to 2 in one sector, if there are 2 solid stocks, leave them. If you have pennies, the rest, I would say, name them pennies and put them together. Now, if you have up to 5 pennies, reduce them to 3. Now, remove, I want you to also make sure that you are not mixing the actual portfolio content or spread with your 1 million share challenge. Please don't make that mistake. 1 million share challenge is on a completely different mission. So in looking at your portfolio spread, to avoid, when you want to avoid over diversification, don't consider your 1 million shares as part of what you want to consider as your real portfolio. I'd like you to get that, because 1 million share challenge is a different project from whatever your portfolio has. It may not be meeting your dividend criteria at the moment, but in the future it could. Do you get the point now? So do that, separate your 1 million share challenge. So if you have 23 stocks and they're all screaming at you, this is getting too much, watch. Do you have 3 of those 23 as 1 million share challenge? Some of you even have the 5 stocks as your 1 million. Separate them, don't consider them. So if there are total 23 stocks and 23 companies and you have 5 based on 1 million challenge, remove that 5. What you are looking to rebalance will be the balance, how many? 18. If there are 3 1 million share challenge out of 23, separate those 3. You are looking at rebalancing 20 stocks in your portfolio. Then follow this sectoral criteria of trimming down. Also consider those you have fewer volumes. You have 10,000, 50,000 in some, whereas you have 500,000, 300,000 in others. The ones with fewer volumes that you feel you can let go, you let go, so that your portfolio becomes much more concentrated and you see real growth. Is that okay?
That's very okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Coach, please, what are your thoughts on Eternal rights issue? It's on 2026 stock watch list. Rehoboth Beddings and Services. I have something for Eternal amongst all the petroleum marketing stocks. They are going to be facing a hard time. Already you can see that in Total and Corn. But Eternal can escape that problem. And that is where their rights issue is attractive to me. How do I mean? Any of the petroleum marketing companies that have signed up with Dangote refinery to distribute their products will be shielded from the market downturn that these petroleum marketing stocks will suffer. Okay? And we know the only one that everybody knows that was listed, MRS, has been delisted from the exchange and now listed on NASD. So why not consider Eternal? Because there is news. There has been that news since last year that Eternal has entered an arrangement with Dangote Refinery to be their distributors as well. And should that be perfected, that's good news for Eternal. So the hangovers that other petroleum marketers are struggling with, Eternal will be shielded from it, and makes sense to take the rights because the rights is at a discount to the market price. That's my opinion about that. And please be informed, my views and opinions being expressed in this live stream are entirely personal. They are not investment advice. You have to do your own due diligence. Notice how the other petroleum marketers are struggling. Total has been in a mess in the last 2 years, having been the best several years back. Then, of course, corn oil is struggling in losses. And so the stock price is also nosediving. But Eternal, because of the Dangote refinery factor, could just be saved from this challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the calls coming in. We go on to the next caller. Ed Perro. Sheyi Adeosun. Wonsu Obiageri.
Good afternoon, Coach. This is Emperor Rito.
From where you?
Can you hear me, sir?
Where are you streaming from?
My name is Ibifubara Jumbo. I'm streaming from Port Harcourt.
Ibifubara Jumbo from Port Harcourt. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead.
All right, Coach. Please, I sold my Qtix yesterday with intention of buying PZ. But after checking PZRSI, it's over 70. And at the moment, I'm stuck. Should I look the way of M benefits so for 1 million challenge, sir, or what do you think?
Ibifobora Jumbo from Port Harcourt. I have a little bit of an idea of your investment goal, and I can assure you your choice of PZ is the best move. Now, let me go on to RSI. It's basically a tool used by traders to determine good entries and exits. And in the case of PZ, it's justified. That they were going to be delisted and evacuate the entire African market. But last year, and this was the news that made me go in and start buying PZ and also telling others to do so. The parent PZ UK decided they were no longer going to delist and leave Africa entirely because things have turned around. They were hit by the foreign exchange losses experienced by most Nigerian manufacturers in 2024, and they thought that was the end. But the company is now back up because of pricing power, and everything had to adjust. Inflation took over, and the prices of goods increased. So everybody is back alive again from those losses. Now, that move to remain has led to several buyings that didn't take place for long. And that is why the RSI is showing high. But even as it is, the question is, what about the valuation? Because RSI can be showing high because everybody else wants to buy and they are actually buying. So it's showing kind of close to overbought. But the valuation is saying something even more fantastic. And for you who is buying for the long term, you don't need to worry about what prices are saying at the moment, because in the long run, you will see that you will be in profit and that you have made the best decision regarding the quality of the stock.
Okay, sir. So what price should I bid for it today?
I'm going now to see what PZ is doing. It's down from 67. If we recall, it made a surprise jump to 68 recently from 58. Now it's pulling back from the 68 it got to, closing 67 yesterday. It's 65.70 today, and it's normal. But you see, already 22 million shares worth 1.4 billion naira has been traded today. Yesterday, the same thing. Over a billion was spent buying the stock, and currently 21 million shares bidded for, only 3 million offers. So I'm saying 65 naira 70 kobo is a good enterprise for PZ right now. Their own financial year ends in March, meaning when others finish their runs and are resting, their own result will be out, and then they could now receive special attention.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Please check for the 1 million challenge stocks on the Discord group. Okay, Ray Hobart, one of our admins and moderators in this live stream, is advising someone there. What stocks are recommended for the 1 million challenge now? Blessing is asking. Please check, or someone just go ahead and type. Adagio, next caller. Eddie, next caller. Peter EN, next caller. Whichever connects, we talk so that we can save time. Coach, I want to hear about Sterling Bank. Please, what do you think about it? For me, I've said it here before and I repeat, Sterling Bank looks like a very good offer at current price. Sterling, fantastic price at current price. Just give it time, it will find its new price because it's done well so far. Oh, it's already above 8. Sterling has been stagnated around 7 for a long time and no one seems to be paying attention, but that's a very good price. Thank you very much. Keep your comments coming in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still here for you. We have enough time. Charles Wallow.
So, everybody
hello, good afternoon.
Yes, it has all knowing the GSC. So,
Oh.
but the contribution,
I'm sorry, sir, for eavesdropping. The contribution is not happening here. Thank you. Let's go on to Zaramon. Hello. Okay, we missed that one out. Omenyuru, next caller. Lagos, verify. Next caller. Okay, next caller, Mandogoku. Who says no sound? Can you hear me on Instagram, please? Maybe that was long ago. Coach, I want to do the 1 month coaching and sending messages but no response. Please, how does it work? I want to join the club. Reginald, Onyewe, do well to just send me a DM. Repeatedly send your DM, please. Keep your comments coming in. Splash Collections, Chooks, Gifty. Coach, please, can you talk on charms, Q-Tics, and cornhole? I've said several things, Conga, about charms, Q-Tics, and cornhole today. Charms looks very good, being sold off a lot today. Q-Tics trying to sustain a move above 4 naira recently, but the sellers are relentless, loads of offers in the market. And then cornhole, ever so good, an insurance penny stock so far. Cornhole, interestingly, is making over 1 naira per share. That's one of my 1 million share challenge, and it still looks very, very okay for 1 million shares. You just need 4.8 million at this price of 4.86 naira, and you'll be ready with your 1 million shares. Is MTN a good buy? It keeps going up. MTN has done a serious run, and if there's any market crash, MTN will come down hard, but it's not looking anything close to that. I think it's found a support at 755. Let's see how long it stays there. Though there are more supplies, 1.7 million bits right now versus 365,000 offers for MTN. Coach, new portfolio, Bitter Glass or Presco, or wait for pullback? Queen Ola, these two companies will not even respond to a pullback. As a matter of fact, let's see what's going on with Bitter Glass. Bitter Glass continues to just stand firm. Every day it closes at 453, and then intraday it sells at nearly 500. So they are just looking for one person to come in and put in a transaction of around 50 million. 50 million or 55 million naira will push Vita Glass to the next 10% price, which is 498. So it keeps trading at 498, but continues to close at 453 because there's no 100,000 block transaction yet. Presco, the same thing. If we go on to check Presco now, we will see that Presco is at that's it. Presco closes at 2,076 on a daily, but during intraday trading, it's always selling above that. Currently 2,159. So for Presco, someone needs to do 100,000 block transaction for it to close at 2,159. Otherwise, even if it trades at 2,159, you're going to be seeing it close at 2,076. So anybody who manages to buy Presco today, Peter Glass today, even Okomo Oil today, if there is no 100,000 naira block transaction, you will find that in your portfolio is showing a loss position. But that's only temporary because these stocks, when mad money comes, you will know. Currently, 793 million naira already invested there. Next caller, Teddy. Next caller, Patrick Onori. Next caller, Neji. Let's see who connects and let's have a conversation. Wonder Boy also. And then Misty Annie. Hello, coach. Is it okay to sell Access, FCMB, and Oando at the current prices now to buy these 1 million challenge stocks? Yeti Ayo. Wait to see how high Oando climbs, then you sell. FCMB 2 can sell, but keep your access. Let's see if there are surprises. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, looks like someone needs to take some cornflakes because the sound of that thing I'm hearing looks like a cornflake sack. Next caller, Inside Patrick. Next caller, Bernardine. Next caller, Theodore. Coach, what do you think about FCMB and Oando? Not my very good stocks, if you ask me. Oando and FCMB always lagged because of poor financial performances. But FCMB has sort of done better. The only challenge they have also is that free float thing I told you about. Once it tries to climb to 12 from 11, you see loads of supplies and then it goes back down. It suffered that from the 9 naira era. FCMB stayed for 9 naira for almost more than 1 year because of that. Coach, what do you think? What do you advise on Access Bank? I think we should wait and see. If you have substantial access, just hold on a bit, watch and see. Anything can happen. The management promised a better dividend payout. Let's see if the final dividend affirms that promise. Please, financial coach, how do I check my percentage and gains in Atlas portfolios? Alfredo, if you have your system with you, as you land on the dashboard, look towards the right, you will see my reports. Click on my reports, then go on to the left, you'll see report, portfolio summary. Scroll down to portfolio valuation summary and click run. You will see a breakdown of all the performances of all the stocks. Name of the company, quantity held, average unit cost, which includes the commissions. Everything has been summed up on per share basis for you, and then you can analyze to see your gains and your losses in percentage and in value. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Your name and where you're streaming from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Omogbeme Sunday, calling from Lagos.
Omogbeme from Lagos, Edo State, calling. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm glad to be able to call in for the first time today. I've been trying for a very long time.
Oh, wow.
And I don't want to say I missed out on the earlier call for the 1 million challenge. However, I think it's never, it's better late than never. I have a few stocks, about I think about 6 of them, but I just want to inquire if I can just narrow it down to about 4 because of the volume of money I have in there. I have about 3.1. I have ICO, I have Q6, I have Elalix, TIP, Transcorp, and VFD group. But unfortunately for me, last year I bought the top for VFD at 18 naira 20 kobo, and ever since I've been on a loss. But I don't mind selling off just to get into any other stock like TIP or Q6 or even Transcorp. So I just want to inquire from you on what to do, sir.
Okay, that quick rundown tells me your portfolio is not well defended with strong names. Meaning, if there is a slight market downturn, the portfolio could be hit hard. Could you run down very quickly again?
Okay, I have ICO about 134,000 units. I have Q6 about 380,000 units. Then a fragment of Elalix about 6,000 units. TIPS 5,800 units. Transcorp 10,600 units. And VFD 24,900 units.
Sell that 6,000 units. What's that? Elalix.
Elalix, yeah.
Sell it. It's too few. You need strong names. Why don't you have PZ? Why don't you have Dangote Sugar? I'm not going the Arabelle way now. They are quite expensive for the value of your portfolio, but you need strong defense there.
Okay, sir.
So use your discretion, but do not sell TIP. Rather top up on that TIP. TIP will tip funds into your account. You know what I mean by tip? Tipper.
Very well, sir. Very well, sir.
All right.
So I don't know. I have my intuition has been telling me to, notwithstanding the loss on VFD, maybe I should just sell off to buy either of the PZ you mentioned or just top up on tips.
Feel free to sell your VFD if the volume is not. How many VFD do you have again?
24,900.
Not too much. You can actually sell and move on. But VFD, for anybody who has huge volumes, that's a fantastic stock to hold long term.
Okay.
So if you have also plans to top up, why not? Otherwise, another approach is you sell 1 or 2 out there and then look for fresh funds, because you could top up on whatever you have. The number of stocks are not too many. It's just that you need some level of shoring of the defense of the portfolio.
Yeah, I get it.
Strong names.
I get it.
So
if though, sir, I have these are all these funds. I have them on Afri Invest. Though I have other stock like MTN and Nigerian breweries I bought with a traditional broker that are doing very fine. Because my I bought MTN at 257 naira last year. I bought Nigerian breweries at 33 naira last year, and I've done well over 100% on both stocks, and they're doing fine.
Now so you are telling us the full details.
It just came to my head that I don't have them on Afri Invest.
It's all right. You are doing fine then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, let's keep going. Next caller, we have Ugochukwu. Next caller, we have curated by, I can't see the other name. Next caller, we have IQB. Let's see who connects first and let's have a conversation. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Your name and where you're shooting from?
Okay, my name is Onyechere Ugochukwu Allen. I'm calling from Lagos. This is the first time I'm actually joining your live. This is the first time I'm calling. But I've been joining your live since December, and you're the one who actually made me go into buying of stocks or investing into stocks.
Do you have any
I have a lot
regrets?
of portfolios. I have a lot of portfolios. I have Aradel, MBN, Zenith, MTN, and the rest. But currently, I have 5 million at hand, and I'm looking out for very good stocks I can invest the 5 million into.
Are you in the Discord group?
No, I've not joined yet, sir.
You need that so that you don't wait until you hear from me, because I'm not trying to make you all depend on me. that will not be a growing community at all. We are here to empower ourselves so that if you join the group, you can be able to make investment decisions very quickly based on the fast-paced learning approach going on there. Okay? In any case, you need a good blend of what you have versus what you want to balance your portfolio. You are in a very noisy place where we're so distracted. I can't hear. Send me a DM requesting to join the group. Send me a DM.
On Instagram.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The noise is so much, I can't even concentrate. It's quite loud here because, you know, I'm in a production setting. All right, let's go on to the next caller. Curated, are you there? Curated by T. Are you there?
Curated by T.
Is it a case of another conflict or this is going on?
Curated by T.
I think this one is human hair. She's unpacking human hair, maybe. So we let her be. Satar. Next caller, Satar. Lisa says, Coach, which is your best broker to use? Well, after using up to 6 brokers, I settled for Atlas Portfolios. Coach, please, which is your best broker? Okay, I've responded to that. Request to join the group, sir. I'm in your DM to join the Discord group. Being Nanya, no problems. Anyone who has sent me messages, please just be patient. Resend your messages after you stay a while, 1 day, 2 days, no response. It means so many other newer messages came in and just buried yours. So you must resurrect those messages, okay? Someone has a name, Dot, just Dot. How do I identify you now? Should I call you Dot or full stop? All sorts of user handles here on TikTok.
Hello, sir.
Could you speak a bit louder here? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing today, sir?
Excellent, and you?
I'm perfect. Oh, well, I want to say I appreciate you for all you have been doing.
Sorry, your
in this
name
space.
and where you're streaming from, sir?
All right, my name is Destiny. I'm streaming from Benin, Edo State.
Destiny from Benin. Thank you for joining
Yes, sir.
us. Go ahead.
So I want to appreciate you for all you have been doing in this space. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I'm new to the stock market, and actually this is actually the first time I've been following you, like watching the video from 12 p.m. and I can say I really learned a lot.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Thank you, sir. So my question is, are you with me, sir?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, regarding to the 1 million challenge, what would you advise? Are we to break the stocks into various segments, like manufacturing stocks, oil and gas, and the rest?
You are not to break anything into any segment. You are just to focus on accumulating any of them that fits your financial capacity. And let me also state here, a 1 million shares challenge is just a theme name. Actually, 1 million shares challenge could mean for the civil servant 100,000 shares of any company.
Okay.
For the billionaire or multimillionaire, 2 million to 5 million shares of any company they can afford. To the student, their own 1 million shares challenge could mean 50,000 shares of a company. In terms of volume, that's the highest they are able to get. So, because people buy stocks in bits and pieces, and that's not investing. That's just scratching the surface. Somebody has 30 stocks. The value of the entire portfolio is 850,000. What's that? So we are saying, narrow down on one penny stock that has great prospects, accumulate as much as you can. So if you have never had 50,000 shares of any company or 100,000 shares of any company, accumulate to that volume, because you don't know what happens 5 years from now. Same way, accumulate 1 million shares, 2 million shares, 5 million shares, if you like 10 million shares, like I wanted to do with Veritas Cap. 2 years ago, I was going to accumulate 10 million shares of Veritas, but I abandoned that after 1 year, sold off everything I already bought. So, based on your capacity, accumulate. And whenever that stock begins to do double digits, triple digits, you are in huge money. This is our way of forcing you into becoming a multi-millionaire.
Highly noted, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you find yourself in a community where you are being pushed to be your best financially, you are of all men and women most fortunate, because what we have these days is a pull him down environment and clubs and gatherings, or systems established to keep collecting from you. You belong to this, you belong to that, but everywhere you look, they are collecting from you. You are spending and spending and spending. So this is one unique place where suddenly you'll be amazed what becomes of your finances. Build for tomorrow, because tomorrow will surely come. That's what we're doing. Some people are saying, oh, 5 years, 1 million challenge, 3 years is a long time. You knew what happened 5 years ago during COVID, when you were locked up in the house, afraid of COVID-19 due to social distancing. Some of you lost your jobs. You were locked up in your houses. It's already 5 years, it's even 6 years now. So before your very eyes, another 3 years will just come and go. Some of you were in school 3 years ago, you are out of school now. It feels like yesterday. So you are here so that your 3 years from now is far better than whatever it is you are facing now. So cherish a garden like this and grow. Follow me on Instagram. Ask for the link to join the Discord group. We are on Discord. Over 5,000 members, Nigerians abroad and in Nigeria, finding ways to grow the monies that we have. You don't want to miss out, right? All right, Yinka Gold, next caller. Obi Links, next caller. Ralph, next caller. Until I get someone to speak, I won't stop so we can maximize the time. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Your name and where you're streaming from?
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
Samuel from Manchester. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead.
So, Coach, actually, I've been following your page for a very long time, and I've had a few investments that really didn't go well with me on stock. But I've not actually tried Nigerian stock I've never tried Nigerian stock because I never believed in it. But since I've started following you, it's been a whole total change in my knowledge about Nigerian stock. So I really want to go into it. And that's why I've been sending series of messages saying, how do I join the Discord group, and how to really understand the Nigerian stock market and how to key into it.
Oh, so sorry. Lots of DMs there. Must have buried yours as well. So what you will do after this call, quickly resend, because after today's live stream, I'm going to try my best to attend to as many as possible. So anyone who has sent me messages, please do so. Resend after repeatedly or waiting for days or hours, so that every time I get on the phone, I'm able to quickly respond, and yours will be amongst those who gets the link. Is that fine?
Yeah, that'll be all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please, no one is coming to you to request for you to join another group or another WhatsApp group and all those things, those are scammers. Net Worth Investors Club is not Net Worth Investment Club. So you are not to part with money to anyone. Nobody's coming to ask you to bring money for them to invest on your behalf. Be careful. There are scammers everywhere, but don't be afraid. That's the reason why the link comes only from me. It's a controlled measure to weed out bad people from the club. For the cybersecurity and safety of members of the club, the link also expires with time so that it's not all over the place anywhere it is shared. After a few hours, it goes expired. You will need another one. Okay? Anyone who comes into your DM first using my picture as DP is fake. Do not respond. And that's the reason why I don't follow you back for your protection. Because if I follow you back, you will think I'm the one who came in. No. You must have been the one who sent a message. I'm replying. Or anyone you see with my DP sending you message first, that person is a criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, NACO 171. Where are those who thought Sky Aviation could topple NACO as far as this business is concerned? Sky Aviation, having overtaken NACO a few weeks ago, is now at 128. Though on full bid, but here is your NACO. Listen, shoe get size. Is that not what we say in Nigeria? That's it. 171 naira per share, up from the 167 it closed yesterday. NACO is flying. What do they have up their sleeves? Are they about to give a bonus like I shared with us? We are watching. Next caller, Blessing. Hello, coach. Please, can I buy linkage ashore for 1 million challenge? I do not have linkage as one of my 1 million shares challenge stock. Let me see the financial health of linkage. First, please do your due diligence and be sure that they are actually a profit-making business. You want to be very sure of that. 22 kobo earnings per share. So they are actually profitable, but they have 18 billion shares. Between linkage and Union-Shore, I will go for Union-Shore. Both of them have similar prices. Linkage is even more expensive than Union-Shore, but Union-Shore has a better metrics. PE ratio 5. For linkage, PE ratio is 8. But whatever it is, that is your attraction to linkage, over to you. Next caller, Ekpomosa. GGMU says Vitafoam just dropped 10% to 116 now. What's your take, coach? Well, my take is to wait and patiently see how low it drops. But sometimes the stock market has a mind of its own. Just yesterday, it rallied to 129. And if anybody had chased after it, you would have been in no man's land, because right now there is no offer, only bid. I mean, there's no bid at all. 2.5 million offers, no bid for Vitafoam. So for me, I'll personally wait to see how low it drops. Should it drop under 100 naira? And that is even possible, considering by March, everybody will be tired of this rally and be relaxing. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. All right, that's the mistaken call. We don't have the time now. 7 minutes to go. Let's see. One of our major players, Nafisa, is in the building. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Nafisa. Could it be a mistaken call? Alhaja is not talking. Okay, let's let her rest. Next caller, specialist. Coach, between CWG and Academy Press, which is better? CWG is a man mountain. Can't compare both. Academy Press doing excellent for itself, but CWG awesome. Do you think Caradel has done its wrong for this season? Is there going to be a pullback soon? I don't know how soon, Yeti. It's possible. In this market, nothing is impossible. But then, if you want to take a long-term position, fresh position in Aradel, I would say hold on and watch to see what happens. But somehow, some way, if they announce a good dividend, it could still rise. We never know. But you see, in the long run, whether it pulls back now or not, Aradel should continue to make progress in terms of price appreciation. So maybe by this time next year, we could see it at 1,500. All things being equal, okay? 5 minutes to go. Let's see how many more calls we can take. Davin Otto, Maxi Cash, Olaife. Let's see which one connects so we can talk. Too great. Next caller. Mr. Ben. Next caller. I think I've done a good job trying to sieve through the unintended calls. Coco Pops. Next caller. K. Baxi. Next caller. Let's see who connects. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much, Coach. Thank you for the time and everything. I've been following you since January. I was able to buy some stock, but at the moment I have a little challenge. People around me, they've been meeting me to sell their old stocks. So I was able to register them using Atlas, but they are people of age. They cannot use their email to be sending Atlas information. The other time I was able to meet up with the man to check his email. He can no longer access his email on his phone anymore. So I don't even know how to start from now, because the stocks, there are many. There are so many stocks that the man is holding at the moment.
When you say you can't access the email, what do you mean? An old email that you used with Atlas? Or, I don't understand. Does he have an account already you opened with Atlas? Hello, are you there? Hello? These are the issues. We lost him there. Very valuable conversation that we should have had. Hello, Miss T, are you there? Hello, good afternoon. When you text, next caller. 3 minutes to go. Can we utilize the time available in the last 3 minutes left before it counts down to 2 minutes? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Coach. How are you doing?
Excellent. And you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Your name and where you're streaming from?
Okay, my name is Ada. I'm streaming from Abuja.
Ada from Abuja, we're glad to have you. Please go on.
Okay, this is my second time on the platform. So I sent you a series of messages. You responded to some, but you didn't respond to some. I registered with Atlas Portfolio as advised, but I haven't been able to connect with them. The email they sent me, I was asked to log in and then change my password, but I've not been able to do any of that.
I don't understand. Did you not use the login details they sent?
I did, but I tried to reach out to someone. He was like, maybe it must have expired. So and I now resent. They sent another one, but it didn't pull through. So I don't know what the problem could be.
This is what to do. Do forgot password. Go back trying to use your username is always constant. Use that username to attempt to log in, but now do forgot password. So they can send you automatic password reset, and then you do it. Let me know on Instagram DM if you succeed.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much.
So much. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Next caller, whose background is supplying us that noise? Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of today's live stream. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, the other two are mistaken callers. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Time to call it a day. We've done a great job of the assignment for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. For those who were not able, whose calls were not taken and I wasn't able to read your comments, my apologies. But you know what? You all made it a fantastic experience today. If you are in Canada and the US, never mind, or you are to work and you couldn't follow through minute by minute, today's live stream is available on the YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe. It's all free, so you can go back and listen through, take your notes, and strike by tomorrow. The next time we meet again is 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Friday. Remember, we meet here on this live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Until we meet again on Friday, this is me wishing you all the best and a green week ahead. Bye for now.